Hi there, and welcome back to Rock with Me. If you're new here, my name is Rusty, and this is my channel where I talk about my favorite movies, mostly horror, and my favorite music, mostly metal. And we're finishing up my Nightwish top 10 with my top number one song by Nightwish of all time from all the albums. And it's no surprise because it's right there in the title, yeah. This is from the album Once, which I left over there, but people have seen me in the thing before. I haven't. So, Nemo is magic. Everything about it is magic. Of course, I've said that about every song on my list, and this one is no different. Everybody has their number one for different reasons. Everyone loves different songs for different reasons. I totally understand that, and my top list will not be your top list. Some people can't stand Floor, some people can't stand Annette, some people can't stand Tarja. I love every single one of them, and I love them equally. I think that the each era of Nightwish has been phenomenal in its own way, and each one of them brought something different. And yeah, so you know, it's like Wishmaster is my favorite Nightwish album, but Dark Passion Play is my second favorite album. So yeah, I love everything about them. I have picked out a variety in my top 10, but it is my top 10. I didn't intentionally switch anything just to get all three in there. This really is my top 10. So, you know, I obviously love all three of them and have no problem with any of the singers. So, yeah, we are now going to move on. I might be a little bit more animated during this one because it's harder. And yeah, so let's get with it. This is Nightwish, Tarja on lead, and this is Nemo.
This is me for forever, one of the lost ones, the one without a name, without an honest heart as compass. This is me for forever, one without a name. This line's the last endeavor to find the missing lifeline. Oh, how I wish for soothing rain. All I wish is to dream again. My loving heart lost in the dark. For hope I'd give my everything. My flower withered between the pages 2 and 3. The once and forever moon gone with my seas. Walk the dark that sleep with angels, hold the past for help. Touch me with your love and reveal to me my tonight. Oh, how I wish for soothing rain. All I wish is to dream again. My loving heart lost in the dark. For hope I'd give my everything. Oh, how I wish for soothing rain. Oh, how I wish to dream again. Once and for all, and all for once. Nemo, my name forevermore. to dream again. My loving heart lost in the dark. For home I give my everything. Oh, how I wish for sympathy. Oh, how I wish to dream again. Once and for all, and all for once, they know my name forevermore. Name
There we go. I always miss the end. If you didn't notice that, you did now. So that was Nemo from the Nightwish album Once. And that is my number one. That is my absolute, hasn't been matched yet since it came out. That is my number one favorite Nightwish song of all time. And I don't know, will they ever top it? Will that ever change? It's like I've said in other videos, I really don't think, maybe the bottom five can change with new stuff, but I think once a person, with a catalog like Nightwish, I think once they have sort of settled on their top five songs, whatever made them that is pretty much never going to be topped. That can usually happen, in my opinion, within the first two or three albums of a group that you fall in love, because you're always going to have the nostalgia. You're always going to have, those first moments when it first hits you, and those things are always going to remain with you, and it's never going to wear off. So even if equal music from that band comes out later, there's no way for it to have those elements that were present during those first two or three albums, when you first fell in love with that band, when you first became, enamored with them. That's the reason why the top two songs are Tarja, because the first two or three albums of Nightwish, they hold a lot more than just great songs. This was a discovery that you had. Unlike a person who is just finding them, they can, they maybe can get introduced to a band from a newer album, and it's later that they find the older ones. But if you were there with Nightwish from the beginning, then, you know, so it doesn't really matter what album it is. If the first few albums that you hear of a band are their later catalog or their earlier catalog, they're always going to hold that place because that's what made you fall in love with them to begin with. So I really don't see my top 5 songs ever changing because of that right there. No matter how many more albums they put out or singers that the dudes run off and have to change, you're never going to beat those first few. So, yeah. So that was Nemo. That was my number 1 song by Nightwish. And I thank you for stopping by. And we'll be getting to more music later. And more movies, of course. You've got 2 audiences here, rock and roll and movies. So hopefully, like me, they crisscross because I love my horror movies and I love, I'm a music collector and a movie collector. So I love them both, and I'm sure there are some people in the audience that happens to like both. Well, I'm sure there are, but I mean metal and horror, which is what my channel is all about. So, well, mostly anyway. So, I'll see you next time. I really do appreciate you. You're special, every single one of you. Always remember that no matter what people say or what life is doing to you at the moment. So, I love you, miss you, bye, and keep rocking very, very hard.